Here we have another Chevy Cruze overheating problem. This one is a 2014. I'm gonna turn it on. The customer just brought it in. Complains that it has the cooling fan on high speed. This one is in Spanish, but it basically says that AC disconnect due to high temperature on the engine. That's what it actually says. Got the check engine light on. So let's go to the engine bay and see. So that's what we have. Cooling fan at high speed. Has a off idle. Takes at times. And it seems like it's leaking a little bit of coolant here. He just dropped the vehicle about 40 minutes away from here. So we have 3 codes on the engine module. Coolant temperature below thermostat regulating temperature. Yep, they're the same thing. So p0128, p0128, p0128. So it looks like we're gonna start by diagnosing or testing the thermostat. The thermostat is controlled by the PCM. Is regulated by the PCM. So we're gonna check with the scanner. We're gonna command the thermostat and see if we can get it to respond. Right here we are at the engine bay. This is a 1.4 liter engine, and the thermostat is located here on this side. That right there, that's a thermostat. So in order for us to access the wiring comfortably, I'm gonna remove this throttle body hose. There's just one bolt here, one clamp, and if it's a clamp here, then you just have to remove it. Right, so here we have our setup. This is going to be my scanner where I'm gonna command a thermostat. This is an electronic thermostat, and in order for us to command the thermostat, we're gonna have to have a scanner, and we're gonna have a back probe here on the thermostat wiring. Right now, if I'm testing the green wire on the thermostat, it has just key forward. It has 12 volts. That's 10%. 20%. That's 30%. As we can see, the voltage is changing. It means that the computer is sending signal to the thermostat. We're gonna leave it at 0, and then so on this situation, what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to replace the thermostat. Thermostat is located right there. That's the thermostat. That one. I'm gonna go ahead and drain a little bit of coolant because I don't want to have a big spill on the floor, and I think the coolant drain plug is over there at the bottom. So I'm going to lift the vehicle a little bit and drain some coolant. So let me show you here at the bottom how I set up the coolant drain. I just put a hose on the back of that little nipple on the here on the outlet, here on the right there, the little nipple, and I put a gallon to catch it on. So this is the replacement. We're gonna start removing the old one and replacing with the new one. I had already drained my coolant, and the next step is gonna be removing this little safety clip. We're gonna pull here with the pick. We're gonna pull it, then we're gonna remove the plug here. And the plug, I'm gonna pull here on the bottom and pull up like that. And for this, I can also stick my finger here in the back and do it like that here. Wiggle the hose. So for this, all you have to do is like kind of twist it around, twist it back and forth until you can get it clear. And you're gonna have a little bit of spill on the bottom, so you may want to have a catch pan on the bottom for coolant leaks, just a bit. But if you don't want them on your floor, just put something to catch on. So now it's time to remove these two bolts, and then last we're gonna remove a hose clamp that's on the other side. And if you want to remove this hose, it's necessary these throttle body hose as well here on the side in order to get to your bolts here. What you're gonna need a Torx socket. This is a Torx E10 in order to remove it. But this hose is gonna be on your way because it's connected right there. On that, all you have to do is just gotta press on each side, press and pull. I'm gonna start just removing it. I have already loosened them up. So you definitely want a catch pan, because for example this one is catching a lot of coolant on the bottom. So now that I have it removed from the place, I'm gonna have to use pliers to remove that clamp. And I'm gonna just remove it, put it down, and kind of wiggle, and then get this thermostat out. And there's the gasket. Don't forget, this gasket does not belong in there anymore. Your new thermostat comes with the new gasket. So if we want to compare our thermostats, they're a lot different from the heating element or the working mechanism of the actual thermostat. This one is the OEM, and this one is an aftermarket. So once you have your thermostat removed, go ahead and clean your mated surfaces to avoid a leaking thermostat gasket. So let's go ahead and install this one and see how it performs. This one is only 1 year warranty. I was trying to get the lifetime warranty, but they didn't have it in stock, so I have to go with the 1 year. All right, once you have this bolt installed, you don't want to go too tight on those bolts. Just have them snug against the mating plate, and that's all you need. You don't have to go too tight on those bolts. So now we have the bottom hose clamp on. We have the 3 bolts. Now we're gonna go with the bigger hose here and install that in there. On the thermostat, the bigger hose, the upper radiator hose, you're gonna know that it's gonna be all the way up once this plastic is against the thermostat temperature sensor. And don't forget to install your clip. Once you got that, then you can go ahead and put the hose that goes here on this side. You just have to just push it in. Like that. And you push it in, and then you install this where it belongs. Now be careful with these little hoses. They're very brittle. Now it's time to install the air hose that goes into the throttle body. I have already tightened the coolant bleeder plug. Now we're gonna add a coolant, and if needed, we're gonna have to bleed the the radiator plug here on the top. We're gonna loosen it up until we get the air out and coolant is coming out of there. Okay. Right now we're adding the coolant. The vehicle's off, engine off. I'm adding the coolant that I drain out from the vehicle, so I know it's gonna be enough. And there's a point where the coolant won't go down anymore. In this case, I know that the coolant should go all the way down because that's what I removed from the vehicle. At that point, then that's when we want to open that bleeder right there on the radiator. So I have reached the place where it's releasing air on that bolt on that bleeder. I'm just gonna let it run just a little bit until I won't see any more bubbles, and then I'm just gonna close it. I don't want to have a big spill on the bottom either, so that's good enough. Alright, so we're gonna leave it there, and then we're gonna start the vehicle and see if we can we're gonna erase those codes and see if our fans are gonna start performing normal, not on high speeds, a cooling fan. So I have the vehicle turned on. Here I have my temperatures right now. The upper one is what the PCM wants the temperature to be at, and the bottom one is my engine coolant temperature, 109. Then we have the radiator coolant temperature sensor by the drain plug, and the command percentage on the thermostat when the PCM commanded the thermostat to turn on, the percentage. And we have a coolant fan one command. That's one speed, the low speed. Right now the vehicle hasn't turned on the high speed fans, neither the low speed fan, so it is off. So things are looking pretty good right now. All I just have to do is go for a test drive, check for leaks. But I believe this is going to be a successful repair on this particular engine coach. So I have confirmed that the vehicle's the thermostat element is working correctly. I went around on a trip. I'm going to show you on the video. What happens is that this is the thermostat heater command. Once the temperature it goes above 221, which the vehicle should be around 221, that's what the temperature should be according to the PCM. When it reaches around 222, then the thermostat commands a percentage to be open in order for the coolant to flow around the engine and be able to cool the engine to that 221 temperature that the computer wants to see. So if it goes above, like for example right now, 224, 226, it'll increase the percentage on the thermostat command to open more. That's what those numbers are. The first one, it's what the PCM wants the vehicle to be at all times. What the temperature right now is on the engine coolant temperature, is 224.6. This is the temperature by the bleeder, by the drain plug at the radiator, and this is the percentage that the thermostat has been commanded to open according to these two parameters, the 221 and 224. The vehicle has to be around 221, but if it's above, then the thermostat will open. The computer would command the thermostat to open in order to stay around that 221 Fahrenheit. You see the high fan has not even kicked on, not even the slow speed fan has kicked on. So what that means is that the system is working correctly. The thermostat that we just installing is working as it should be, the way it should be. So that's what we want to see. Alright guys, so this is a complete repair for this particular problem on a 2014 Chevy Cruze.